Livaza.
And we saw Livaza beat Emmanuel Katema of Zambia 5-0 in the semi-finals. Prior to that, he got past Maksud Kazmatov. Narek Hovanesyan had to come from behind to win that fight. Sayat Ilyasov of Uzbekistan early on, and Anas Slayman of Palestine. So he's had 5 fights, an Asian under-22 gold medalist this year. He is on the charge at 21 years old.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent, who comes into the blue corner representing Russia, Ilya Popov.
For 25-year-old Ilya Popov of Russia, this is his 6th bout of Dubai 2025. Jogging his way to the boxing ring through the dry ice here at the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Center. Got his tournament underway in the round of 64 with a win over DR Congo's Fiston Mvaya. And in the semi-final, he beat Yatugan Zainalinov of Kazakhstan, the number 2 seed, in a terrific contest. Lost the first round 4-1, but responded magnificently to prevail on a bout review 4-3 split. And that is how he has booked his place in the final.
Ladies and gentlemen, your judges for this contest come from Egypt,
on the cusp
Uzbekistan,
of fulfilling that immense
Sri
talent
Lanka,
and promise
Serbia,
here on
and
this senior
Latvia.
stage. But he's got a serious opponent over in that red corner in the form of Omar Livaza.
So the referee just calling them to the centre. Livaza in the red, Popov in the blue. And you mentioned his resume there, Popov. Stellar in the early stages, and
round 1.
As I was saying earlier about Asil Kulov, that he will have felt that this needed to be his time. You could say the same thing about Popov. 2 southpaws here. Livaza got this nice loose style to him, carries that lead hand quite low, as does Popov, who looks for the body early on. The pair of them just trying to dart out those jabs. They'll fling them up from low, trying to burst them up into that eye line. Again there, I think they're both just slightly short. Nice left to the body there from Popov. And again, he flicks up that jab and scores to the body with it that time. Again, just dips his knees, 1-2 down the middle from Popov, who's maybe locked on a little bit more effectively than Livaza so far. Again with that 1-2, Livaza trying to touch up that body, then goes up to the head. And just short with it. The second jab there, I think, may have just kissed the end of the nose of Popov. And it's a battle of lead hands just at the moment for the last 30 seconds or so anyway. Left hand that time from Popov. He's looking for the body, that long shot to the body. Neither one is really committed with their feet just yet, and tried to get onto the inside too much. 3-punch combination from Livaza, again was short. Again with the jabs, I think they both landed simultaneously there. And the same thing again. No one's really winning this battle of the lead hands. I think Popov has got himself in front in this round. He's got his nose in front through attacking the body. When he dips those knees and goes down to the body like he did there, that's where he's been most effective. Livaza hasn't been able to do too much of that himself. Deep into the final minute. And again on the outside, when they're thrown from the outside there, up to the head at least, they're just slightly short. Again, he goes to the body there, Popov. Drops that height and looks for the body. He's claiming a point there. That's a bit of a throwback when the fighter signals with the glove that they feel like they've landed. Long left hand there from Popov, does land. Final few seconds of round 1. And in terms of those headshots, it's been kind of like high-octane fencing to a degree, but to the body, I feel like Popov has done the better work.
I would agree with you, and I think it's that variety that, for my money, has won him the round. And then there was that one single eye-catching left cross in the final 20 seconds or so from Popov. But that type of variety there, the ability to just drop his height, land with straight shots to the body, because in the battle of the lead hands up top, neither man was really establishing any mastery of range, just falling fractionally short. And it's a clean sweep of the cards for Ilya Popov. I think his effective investments into body shot and that one eye-catching left cross in the closing moments of the opening round, enough for him to take it. Clean sweep of the cards.
And the interesting thing about this is that Livarza is going to have to change something up in this second round. He's going to have to go to Popov more, and I feel like that might suit him. We will see. Livarza in the red, Popov in the blue. Popov with that 10-9 lead with all 5 judges through round 1. And Livarza immediately does take it up closer there. Boxing from the outside. If you're hoping to get on the outside and nick the round, land a few jabs. That didn't work for him, and immediately he's changed things. He's looking to get behind that guard rather than hold those hands low and use that lead hand. He's trying to get tight, he's trying to get that shoulder and get up close and see if he can win the fight on the inside that way. That was a decent jab from him, thrown from closer in. Popov just pushes him off. Now, who's it going to suit more at this kind of mid-range? Well, he's back on the jab now, Livarza. Very briefly. A bit of a marking on the right eyebrow there of Popov. I think maybe the heads came together on the inside. Good jabs from the pair of them. The jab landed there again from Livarza. There's blood coming from the corner of the right eye there of Popov. And when the referee sees that, I think he may well send him to the doctor. He's just let it go for the moment. Trying to let go with the right hand there, Popov. Good jab there from Livarza, who scores to the body with the right hand. Left hand there from Popov. And this is better from Livarza. He's just committing more in this second round. It's as simple as that. And sometimes you're forced into that. If you lose that first round, then you know that you need to do something. Good right hand there from Popov. Trying to bomb with that backhand, Popov, who was taken on the gloves. Livarza trying to work away to the body. Okay, well, the referee's called timeout, and the doctor will have a look at the cut. Let's see if we can get a signal to the officials at ringside as to what happened here. Head clash. We can't really see from where we are. There's not too much blood coming out of it. That doesn't mean, no, that there can't be some depth to it. Let's have a look. There we go. Nobody's fault. Heads coming together on the inside. But I'll be relatively confident that this isn't going to play too much of a part, as in I don't see at this juncture the fight being stopped because of it, but if it's worsened due to some good accurate punching from Livarza, then that could become a possibility. Into the final minute of the round, and they're just swapping jabs again to the head and to the chest. It's been tight this round. Looking flat, long left to the body there, Popov. It's not been as easy for him to land that in the second round as it was in the first. Livarza just comes steaming in, head down, throws that left hand over the top. And they could both do with a good strong finish here. Right hand there, I think, from Livarza landed. That's a good combination, finished on the right hand there from Livarza. I'm not sure if the other two got through, but the finishing punch did. He's giving himself a chance here, I would say, the fighter from Kyrgyzstan. He's dropped that first round 5-0. Popov there does drop his knees and land that long 1-2 to the body. Has he done enough? That's the question.
That is indeed the question. I thought he started the round very well, trying to drive Popov backwards, but interestingly, Popov would not
across cities
concede ground,
worldwide.
planted that
With
back
over
foot into the canvas and met
$100,000
the
in prizes
advancing Levada
and a
with the
championship
jab.
belt
And
for the
thereafter,
top
for my
global
money in the
competitor.
corner, work on
The
that
race
cut.
to become absolute
I
world
think
champion is
that
on.
Popov did very good work. Levada had his success, particularly when he got inside and jabbed to the body, but I'm not sure about the tactic of getting on the back foot in the closing portion of the round. Despite all the success that he had from the start through to the deep into the round, I think going on the back foot may give the impression that he feels he's done enough and he's entering bout management mode. And in a round that was that close, but he's only been given it for one of the 5 scoring judges. Do wonder about that implementation of that tactic to box off the back foot when he needed a big response after conceding the first unanimously.
Well, he went back to doing what he did in the first round, which didn't really work, basically. And as you say, sometimes it can be difficult to read those thought patterns. And that 4-1 split, what that means is that Popov has got a 2-point lead with 4 out of the 5 judges. So Levada has got to turn it on here. He's got to produce a monster round. He needs 10-8. And in the context of what we've seen so far, that is a big ask. And both just throwing lead right hands there. Popov felt that his landed. And I wonder what the corner has communicated to him going out for this final round. But he's happy to stay more on the outside here, Popov, and have a look and pick those punches carefully. You wouldn't say that he's really going after this like a man who knows that he absolutely must win this final round. He'll still want to win it, he will still absolutely try and win it, but there's ways and means of doing things. And he's boxing the fight of a man who I think does know the position that he's in. Jab to the body there from Popov. And we spoke about it at the very start of the fight before the first bell went, that he needs this Popov in the context of his career. He was a supersonic junior and youth, and the senior level up until this point, that maybe hasn't quite translated. But if he can get a gold medal here, then that changes things. And happy just to use the outside of the ring more here, just shoot that jab from distance, use those feet. And Levada needs to show a bit more urgency here, to be honest, and just try and pour everything into this final round rather than just box his way to the end of the fight, because he needs a big round here. And at the minute, he's not close to achieving it. Low hands there from Popov, and then just tries to fling that lead right up into the chest. Tripling up on the jab, and Levada leaning back and staying out of the way. I do find this slightly curious from the man from Kyrgyzstan. I'm not saying it's easy to put somebody like Ilya Popov under a lot of pressure, but you've got to try. And in this final round, there just hasn't been anything like enough urgency from him. It could well be the case that if he'd come forward and really looked to open up, then he could have got picked off. That's always a possibility, but you have to roll that dice.
Given the context of the scores going into the third and final round, the man from
Ladies and gentlemen, your guest presenter for this contest is Yusuf
Kyrgyzstan
Al-Kazim,
needed a massive
IBA
final
Board
3 minutes.
of Directors.
And he actually had a better start to the second round than he was able to produce in the third, when he did get up close and worked effectively to the body. But he wasn't able to replicate that in the third, and I think the body language of the boxer is so instructive once the final bell sounded. This man knows that he's about to be declared and crowned as the light welterweight champion here at Dubai 2025, and he is bouncing, positively bouncing in anticipation of the announcement.
He knows, doesn't he? He knows. And you can enjoy this now. This can be nervous. He may still be slightly nervous, but he can enjoy this now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest via unanimous decision, and now IBA World Champion is in the blue corner, representing Russia, Ilya Popov.
And he gets it by unanimous decision, 3 rounds to 0, with all the judges but one. Our judge from Egypt scoring it 2 rounds to 1. And you could see from his reaction now, you've seen a lot of this guy down the years. I know you commentated on him when he was just tearing it up as a young man, but this was one of those nights. This was sliding doors, wasn't it? He really had to win tonight.
In 2018, it looked as though this man was going to make a transition through to the senior ranks and be a top boxer for however long he chose to continue his career. In his first senior world championships in the quarterfinals, it was Andy Cruz who eliminated him. That was in Yekaterinburg 2019, and it's taken this long for him to translate that youth and junior success, where I was ringside, where I commentated on him at the Youth Olympic Games, where he took that gold medal in Buenos Aires. It's taken him that long from topping the podium there
and now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you are
claim
able
a senior world title. Wonderful moment for him, and a sensational silver for Lavazza.